Hey, what's up guys? I'm excited for this video today. So I was exploring the price differences between Printful and Printify. To me, this is like a heavyweight boxing fight between, in my mind, what are the two biggest print-on-demand production partners. Now, that's a little bit different than when you sell on like Merch by Amazon or Redbubble, where the people who provide the marketplace also do all the fulfillment. In this case, using a production partner like Printful or Printify allows us to pretty much sell on any marketplace we want to. Now, they do both have many integrations where everything is then automated, meaning we make a sale on Amazon Seller Central, which, by the way, only Printful supports Amazon Seller Central. But let's say we make a sale there. Well, Printful will automatically detect the order, fulfill it, ship it out to the customer. But you could, in theory, also sell somewhere that didn't have an automated integration, and then you would just have to manually create the orders in Printful or Printify yourself, and it would get fulfilled. But anyways, this is going to be a really good video because we're going to take a look at a pricing comparison between the two, which I don't know about you guys, like to me, that's probably the single biggest factor in driving my decision between using either Printful or Printify. So why don't we get right into it? Really quickly, before we jump into the video content, just wanted to remind you, I run a weekly print-on-demand giveaway completely free to enter, and it takes like 10 seconds. So make sure you follow the link in the description to take advantage of that. This week is sponsored by Merch Titans Upload Automation, Merch Ninja Research Tools, All Sunsets, Premium Graphics, and Bubble Scout for Redbubble. All right, cue the boxing match bell. We are going into round one, and we're going to be looking at the staple of every print-on-demand business, at least most of them, and that is a standard t-shirt. And in my mind, when I think of the standard default go-to t-shirt, I think of the Gildan 64000. So we're going to be comparing Printful's Gildan 64000, which at face value starts at $7.95, versus Printify's, which at face value starts at $6.55. And you're probably wondering, Ryan, doesn't that just mean Printify wins and we can go on to round two? No, I'm going to walk you through my discovery process, and it gets pretty in-depth, all right? This goes deeper than you would imagine. So first thing I did is found the base cost of the products, all right? $7.95 versus $6.55. Then I'm like, wait, well, how much is shipping? Printful's shipping is flat rate $3.99. Printify's is flat rate $4.80. Okay, so now you can see that the gap is not as wide as we initially thought. It looks like Printful is charging $11.94, Printify $11.35, but we need to dig a little bit deeper into Printify. And what you'll notice is if you've ever used Printify, whereas Printful owns all of its fulfillment centers, Printify is actually a middleman that farms the work out to other printers. Therefore, you actually can, if you want to, choose a printer to work with, or you can just let them go with the recommended printer for whatever you sold. Now, the recommended printer, when I was looking, was SwiftPOD. Actually, well, I don't think it was recommended, but it was the cheapest one. So SwiftPOD is what we're going to be using because we're doing a pricing video here. Now, you'll notice that depending on what size you order, the price range changes. Also, notice that there's a price range, which means there's a little bit more going on here than what meets the eye. So we need to dig a little bit deeper. And what I noticed here actually too is if you look at the top two providers, these are the first two that you'll see if you don't sort by price, the costs are even higher. So it looks like the actual price range for Printify to fulfill the Gildan 64000 is between $6.55 as high as $12.49. And if you go by the top two providers, the cost, the base cost, the lowest cost you'll get is $8.54 or $9.94. Which is higher both than Printful's $7.95. So here's Printful, by the way. You can actually see that their costs also change based on the size of the product ordered, but small through XL are consistent at $7.95. And I actually went, I'll show you guys in a second. Yep, here we go. I went through my Etsy data from 2019 and I found that small represented 14% of my orders, medium 23%, large was the majority at 27% of all of my orders, XL 16%, 2X 13%, 3X 7%. Now you can also adjust the pricing accordingly in Etsy based on what size that they order so that you're not just charging a flat rate and eating the cost if somebody orders a 2X or a 3X, just so you guys know. But wait, there's even more. When we're trying to discover what price Printify is actually charging, we also need to look at the colors. So we're back looking at SwiftPOD, the cheapest option for the Gildan 64000. We're looking at size large where it was majority, but now how do we know what color to select? Well, I went back through my Etsy data and I found that black t-shirts represented 77% of my sales. So is it fair to say then that we should look at a large black Gildan 64000 t-shirt to do the comparison? Hopefully you're in agreement. So that's what we're going to do. Well, SwiftPOD is going to charge $8.28 for a large black Gildan 64000. So this is what it actually looks like. The total cost for Printful to fulfill that order is $11.94, and for Printify is $13.08. But I know that some of you guys are well aware that we can get that price even lower on both Printful and Printify's website. So with Printful, they do volume discounts based on how much or how many orders they fulfill for you in a month. They will apply, if you hit any of the thresholds, they will apply a volume discount to all of your orders fulfilled in the following month. And to get a bronze discount of only 5% off, you only need to have them fulfill $1,000 in orders, which, trust me guys, can be achieved. Subscribe to my channel. Come on, I'll get you there. I promise that. Now, I actually just released my June 2021 income report where I announced that I earned a gold volume discount. So I get 8% off all orders fulfilled by Printful in the month of July. Okay. And I'll put a link to that in the YouTube cards in case you guys want to check that out. With Printify, you guys may be aware that for $29 a month, you can get up to 20% off products that are fulfilled. Now, here's the thing. Number one, it says up to, okay? Semantics matter. That doesn't mean flat rate 20%. It means up to 20%. Now, in the case of the Gildan shirts that we're talking about, you need to sell about 55 of them for it to actually be worth you paying $29 a month. 55 orders a month in order to make that worthwhile, just about. I actually spoke to another YouTuber, Dominic, who I've had on the channel, did a couple interviews here, and he's actually in my Amazon FBA course, and this is exactly what he said to me about Printify when I asked him for his thoughts. He's like, yeah, you need to sell quite a few t-shirts a month for it to even be worthwhile. So here we go. With Printify Premium, for anybody wondering, the cost goes down to $7.61 on Printify. Now, if we assume a 5% volume discount on Printful versus Printify Premium, here are the numbers that you guys probably care most about, and that is that Printful will charge, and I just realized I'm blocking the Printify side. Printful will charge a total of $11.54 to fulfill a Gildan 64000 shirt. Printify will charge $12.41. So the winner of round one is Printful. Now in round two, let's compare hoodies, because guys, I don't know if you've sold a lot of hoodies, but you should be listing at a minimum your best-selling designs on hoodies. There's absolutely no reason not to. And in my experience, you can actually command a much higher price point on hoodies where you can justify higher profit margins, right? And I'm all about the higher profit margins. So I'm a big fan of hoodies. Now we're going to be comparing the Gildan Heavy Blend 18500. So Gildan 18500 is what we're going to be looking at here in round two. Now, when we go back to Printify, the cheapest price for fulfillment was, again, SwiftPOD. However, just stop and take a look at the price ranges here. This is absurd. So, and it's actually like, if you just look at it at face value up front, like look at this right here behind me, from $15.22 to fulfill a hoodie. But when you actually look, and we're at size large here, just keeping it consistent, the white color is $15.55. Every other color is significantly more expensive. Black is $17.54. It looks like red, royal, sport gray, navy, and a couple others are $17.54. But then more than half of the colors available are $24.69. They're almost $10 higher. Let's just say $9 higher. I mean, that's crazy. That the variance there, the gap between pricing. Now, when we get to the price comparison screen, I'm going to hide myself again. You'll notice that the bottom line, if we assume the 5% volume discount versus Printify Premium, Printful is going to charge $25.59 per hoodie, and Printify is going to charge $22.51 if it's a black size large hoodie. Of course, there's going to be a lot of variance here because you're going to pay more if it's not a size large and it goes up in size, and you're going to pay significantly more if it is one of those colors that represented over half of the colors available that would charge by default, I think it was like $24 just to fulfill the hoodie. Now with Premium, you could maybe take 20% off, but you're still paying a significant amount. if the customer orders the wrong color hoodie. So the winner of this round is a draw, if you ask me, because just the variance there. I mean, unless you only want to offer one color hoodie, or maybe you could say black and white, I guess. But typically when I do my print-on-demand designs, I'm optimizing either for black or white. So it would just seem weird to me. It seems uncommon when you go to a product listing page and there's only one color available. I mean, granted, they did offer a couple other colors as well. So we could lean Printify in this round. All right, next product, flat bill snapback hat. This is the most common hat that I think I've sold. If it's not the most common, it's in second place. So we're going to be looking at the flat bill Yupong 6007 from Printful. Compare it to the Unisex flat bill hat from Printify. Now, when we look at the price breakdown, I will hide myself. Printful is going to be charging, well, significantly less if you look at the non-Printify premium pricing. It's going to come out to $17.94 versus $23.29. But when you look at the 5% volume discount, it brings Printful's fulfillment costs down to $16.82. And again, that includes shipping versus Printify's $18.97. Now, I did put an asterisk on the Printful side because they will charge $6.50 when they digitize a design for the first time. Now, it's only for the first time. All right, but it's just something worth considering. That's why when I am pricing my hats to be fulfilled by Printful, at a minimum, I'm always aiming to be making $10 minimum profit per order. That way, if I have to pay the digitization fee, and then of course the marketplaces almost always take some sort of a fee, I don't end up losing any money there. Okay, but I just wanted to make that clear. So the winner of this round is going to be Printful, as they came in, $2 and about 15 cents cheaper. And also, I should say, they have a much bigger selection of these hats. I guess it depends, because they have the other type of hat that they have that's similar. You pay about $1 more for, but you get, there's 2 variants of them, and you can probably get up to like 30 new colors as well. Whereas the cheapest version, I think they have like 7 or 8 colors. All right, so the last round is going to be, again, I sell a lot of hats, so I was looking at the hats. We're going to look at the dad cap, or the twill cap, as Printful calls it. Okay, so on the Printful side, it's the Yupong 6245 CM, and on Printify's side, they just call it the Unisex twill cap. Now, the pricing comparison is going to look like this. Without any discounts, Printful charges $19.94 versus Printify's $19.68. Okay, so Printify comes in slightly cheaper. With the volume discount versus Printify Premium, Printful charges $18.66 to fulfill this hat, and Printify Premium brings the price down to $16.19. But here's the one thing I do, again, want to disclose. Printful definitely offers more colors when you're fulfilling the dad hats, and they've got a wide selection of different types of dad caps as well. And here's the thing. I'm only saying this because I've been selling them for what now? 2, maybe 3 years? I think closer to 3 years, actually. Yeah. So I've got quite a few hat sales under my belt, and it's always good to have options. Now, me personally, like, I just got this hat at H&M. I don't actually care about what type of hat I wear. I'm just like randomly at H&M. I was like, all right, I'm gonna grab this hat, and ended up getting another color hat, and it's all good. But as somebody who's been selling them for years, a lot of customers are very specific about what type of hat they wear. I've only learned that because I sell them, right? Because me personally, I don't care. And yeah, having the wide selection definitely matters. But as far as pricing goes, we have to tip the scale in Printify's favor, as they came in significantly cheaper on the premium side, where it came to $16.19 versus $18.66 on the Printful side. So they did win that round. All right, so I also followed up with Amy. I wanted to get another perspective on what it's like to use Printify Premium, because personally, I haven't really used Printify since 2019. I've been heavily in favor of Printful. Another reason that I mentioned this in the past is that, guys, Printful gives you more top-down control over your business in general. So if we're looking outside the scope of pricing, I like having more control, meaning I don't have to like email or call support to make simple changes. I just go in and do it. You know what I mean? And also, when I do have to reach out to support, they're extremely quick in responding and helping out with getting a hold removed or something like that. That being said, you know, I used Printify just to have some experience to speak to, but hey, Amy's been using Printify Premium since what'd she say? She started selling on Etsy in March. She's over 300 sales already, making more and more each month. And she was actually the person that helped me confirm that my Printify premium price points were accurate. So thank you, Amy. Definitely shout out to her. She also provided some proof that she's crushing it on Etsy. So she said the premium plan, definitely worth it at her volume. And you did help. So thank you so much for helping with this video. I don't think there's a necessarily wrong answer, but I certainly lean towards Printful because at a minimum, guys, like I think I speak for most people, you're probably selling of all product types the most of t-shirts. And Printful's t-shirts were the cheapest. So that's definitely something to consider when you're making your decision. Also keep in mind that like, if you want to, you can typically add both production partners to your store and figure out what works best for you. What I found, especially when I was on Etsy, and with Etsy, I don't know what it is, but like a lot of people reach out to you and I worked all my own customer service. So I had to go in and edit addresses or change from this size to that size or this color to that color or add a new product to an order. With Printful, you can do all that yourself. You have autonomy. With Printify, you typically don't. You have to lean on support and they have to kind of coordinate with the printer and see if the order was already fulfilled, can create a headache. So, I mean, this is why I'm saying that like I lean towards Printful. Based on my experience. So anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments below though. Let's turn this into a discussion. I'd love to hear from you. And oh yeah, shout out to Amy. She also provided her Etsy shop. So I'll drop a link to that in the description. It's called Biggest Fan Designs. And as she said, she started in March and she's crushing it. And I love seeing that. So congrats to Amy and thank you again for your help. And before I wrap this video up, guys, I did want to mention I wrote an 8-day mini course that, by the way, is available in ebook form and it's completely free. It's like 50 pages. All step-by-step instructions to get you started with the Printful Etsy integration. So you should take advantage of that in the description below. All I need is your email and I'll send you one lesson a day. Also, while you're down there, why don't you join my Print On Demand Facebook group? It's growing rapidly and a great community. And last but not least, guys, I did want to plug that I wrote a full Print On Demand course showing you how I make 6-figure Print On Demand sales every single year. It shows you exactly how I do it. And I hope you start, scale, and then automate your print on demand business because that's exactly what I did. So I only speak to what I know and what I do personally. All right. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, all that good stuff, and I will see you soon.